Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Chamber Talk with Dr. Denise. It's a pleasure to introduce Phil Swaim, an accomplished architect and a key figure at Swaim Associates Architects. With deep roots in our community, Phil has a unique talent. I was going to call you Philip. Phil has a unique talent for creating designs that enhance both functional and aesthetics. His work reflects a dedication to excellence and commitment to our region's growth and character. Today, we're excited to get to know Phil better with our 4 and 4 format. So, Phil, thank you for joining us today.
My pleasure.
So the first question we have for you is, what recent architectural project in Vail are you most proud of, and how do you see it contributing to our community here in Vail?
Well, that's a little difficult to respond to. It's like asking who's my favorite child. Fortunately, I only have one daughter, so that's easy. But many schools out here in the Vail School District, and I think they've all had kind of a unique opportunity to be able to respond to the community and have an impact, from Empire High School to Andrada to Micah Mountain, but now the most recent Saguaro Creek K-8 school being under construction in Rincon Valley, I think is going to be wonderful.
It's a beautiful school. I met you there. We had the signing of the beam.
That's correct.
It's a wonderful school. You gave me a tour, and I have to share with our audience, the school is designed to have pods. There's an area for the kids to work in, and then there's windows in the classrooms from the hallway.
So that was actually a response to the community's requests and priorities. Staff, students, teachers. One of the magic elements of the Vail schools has been a 4-classroom pod with a little shared space for teachers in the center that is transformed to then be used for students and other things. Now, this was taken to a whole nother level here at Saguaro Creek, to be with 8 classrooms with a much larger area, breakout space for groups of students, etc. I think it's going to be a tremendous space.
Oh, it's beautiful. I only saw the skeleton of it, but it's beautiful. You do great work.
Thank you.
Let me ask you, how do you approach designing spaces that are not only functional, but also reflect the unique culture and identity of the Vail community?
Well, my father, who was an architect, always said that form follows function. But fortunately, here in the Vail School District, we start the process by working with the community, the staff, the students, teachers. So everybody has an input about what priorities are, looking at new approaches to education. So everything we do wants to be responsive to make the teachers and students more successful. So I mean, it works really well.
Wonderful. How many schools have you built here in the Vail School District?
I think we're on school 16 or 17.
Oh, that's amazing.
It's wonderful.
That's wonderful, yes. So I have a question for you, a fun question.
Okay.
If you could design your dream building anywhere in Vail, what would it be and where would it be?
Well, I think Vail is ready for another scale of community center. I mean, the community is rich and about bringing people together in different opinions and approaches to life, and the schools have provided a lot of that over time. But I think that whether other places to meet, between the tracks has some of that character. The schools have others, churches and everything. We need more parks, but I think some sort of a community center to really bring the community together and continue to grow and build relationships, things would just be wonderful. Where it goes, I'm not quite sure. I mean, but somewhere here in the heart of Vail, but hopefully a place where we can avoid the trains.
I love it. And I would say I agree, because I born and raised in California and lived in Las Vegas. One of the things that I'm accustomed to is there's parks everywhere. And there's a community center everywhere because it brings people together. I know, like you said, we've got different areas here. The schools bring people together. The churches bring people together between the tracks. But it would be nice to see a holistic area that just brings everybody together all the time, whether it's new families.
More about recreation and the arts and others. We have the Vail Theater of the Arts, which is an element of that. But I think there's another, Vail's ready for another scale of really bringing all of that together in a single location.
I agree. My next question for you is, what is your favorite hidden gem or spot in Vail that inspires you to be creative when working on projects?
Oh gosh, I mean, I mentioned things like Vail Theater of the Arts, but there's places like that, or here between the tracks, that all bring out a different element of the community. Spending time in the schools, Mica Mountains Student Union, or the Commons at Andrada. Uh, but I'm also a bicycle rider, and I go out every Sunday and I ride my bike out Old Spanish Trail to Colossal Cave and other. And I think riding through the community gives me inspiration. It reminds me about the diversity of from retirees to young families, and everything that is, and the beautiful environment here in Vail. I think that's truly part of my inspiration.
You always impress me. So, did you ride in the Tour de Tucson?
I never have ridden in the L Tour. I started my bicycle racing career back in 1971, but have not done the tour.
Do you plan on it in the near future?
I don't. I mean, I don't train as much anymore for the physical activity to be able to really be as successful as I'd like to be. My daughter does say I'm competitive, um, because I think my riding now is more for mental health and inspiration, and just coming out and enjoying the community.
Well, that's beautiful that you're outdoors and riding and getting inspiration. So, can I ask, do you build just schools or?
We design a little bit of everything, just about everything but single family homes. My father did that back in the 70s and 80s, but we do schools, we do a lot of healthcare. We did the new Tucson Medical Center Rincon Hospital. Um, we've done museums, and we've done the hotels downtown, a lot of sporting venues from the TCC Arena to the U of A softball stadium, or the Keno soccer stadium. We've done a lot of work at the zoo, did the giraffe exhibit and polar bear in South America, and even involved some of the projects there now.
Wow. So, is there anything that you haven't done that you would like to do?
Oh gosh. I mean, I think that they're just continue to have projects that bring people together is exciting. We're working on some exciting new performing arts venues downtown with the Fox Theater, or other elements of, again, great creating communities. That's really what we're up to, is bringing people together and creating communities.
I love it. So, is there anything you would like to share with our audience today that we don't know about you?
Oh gosh. I mean, I think that, to me, my so much of my passion in life and about my career has been about involving the community. And that was started with my father back in the when he started the firm in 1969. One of his original projects was the El Rio Neighborhood Center, back at a time on West Speedway when the community was upset. They had nothing. There was a golf course, and they were frustrated, people playing golf, and they had nothing. They were marching down Speedway and even overturned a police car, and to a point where the city council then said, okay, we'll get you a community center, well, a neighborhood center. And my father was hired. He had to go to 3 meetings before they would even acknowledge his existence. And finally, one gentleman said, I don't think this guy's going away. Let's listen to what he has to say. And he built a wonderful relationship with that community. They had committees on childcare and seniors and libraries. And when the project was done, there was a mural painted on the building said, El Rio belongs to the people. And I think ever since that time, I've truly understood that architecture is about supporting a community's vision. It's not about designing for ourselves. And so community involvement has just been part of our DNA. And I think that's one of the reasons we love Vail so much, is Vail is about that as well.
I agree. Very impressive story. You also shared a wonderful story about you building a school in another country.
We had an opportunity to do a K-12 school in Jamaica.
Nice.
After Empire High School, they contacted me and said, "You've been Googled, man." So I spent 2 years traveling back and forth to Jamaica, designing a new K-12 school and trying to integrate a similar process to what we have in Vail, because again, it has to respond to their culture and the current needs of the community.
What was that experience like?
It was wonderful, really exciting. I mean, and the part of the benefit is it reminded me that kids are kids. And so, whether it's a kid in Kingston, Jamaica, or here in Vail, Arizona, they have some similar needs and desires and passions. But I think it was also kind of just exciting about the difference in culture and others, and the range of culture from the poor to the wealth that it's going on there and things. But just another building block in life.
Oh, well, wonderful. Again, you are just very impressive. So thank you.
Thank you.
Well, thank you, Phil, for sharing your insights and giving us a glimpse into the mind of a creative leader, shaping the future of Vail, excuse me. We're grateful for your contributions to the community and excited to see the amazing projects you'll bring to life next. For our viewers, Phil's story highlights the incredible talent and vision right here in our community. Let's stay connected, support local, and continue to celebrate. Thank you for joining us.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you.